Yeah. Call to order Bridge and Infrastructure Committee at 5 o'clock.
Thank you.
Public comments. Anybody got public comments? Nobody on the Zoom? Okay, minutes from March 7th. Do you have those, Tim? Yeah. Everybody,
I need a motion to accept the minutes or approve the minutes. Approve them, right?
Receive.
Receive the minutes.
And you can, yeah, second.
phone made by Judy, second by Steve, to accept, all in favor? Aye. Okay, unanimous. How about, review the meeting with Cardinal Engineering,
We got December 5th minutes too,
You have to, okay.
December 5th.
which I have.
You have a copy of those?
Yeah.
I left that copy of those off. I'll make those, right?
I think you did.
Oh, okay, so I can't receive them.
I make a motion to receive the December minutes.
I did have a chance to look at those and that's.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Second.
Steve. All right, on to, review the meeting with Cardinal Engineering. We met with him, one day last week, or maybe the week before. And he agreed to send us, this proposal. Scope of services, general statement of work. The project involved the following bridges. Hunter Mountain Road over Whiting Brook, Hunter Mountain Road over Ledgy Brook, Hunter Mountain Road over Deming Brook, Barnes Road over Wangum, Canaan Mountain Road over Wangum, Canaan Mountain Road over Stream. I think that's the one up by the ferries, correct?
That's probably the bridge. Does it have a bridge number on that one?
Oh, actually, that's longer than 20 feet.
Yeah, that's probably that wooden bridge. Canaan Mountain Road.
Well, that's the one over Wangum Brook. There's another one over a stream. Oh, that must be the short one.
The one that we just, the new end wall on.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Where is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one?
That's by, just, I think. just
Halfway
up the hill.
between the bridge and the horse farm.
Oh, yeah. Just up the road from. Or down
The wooden bridge and post.
We have the number again.
Music Mountain Road over Flat Brook. Thunder Mountain Road over Wangum Brook, Canaan Mountain Road over Wangum Brook. So there's two spans of Canaan Mountain Road over Wangum Brook. One is longer than 20 feet, right? That would be the one by Terry's. There's Wooden Bridge.
Yeah, this is the other one. So
Do
yeah,
they have numbers?
this is the one we just put the end wall on.
Okay.
One over the stream. I looked up the number.
Okay, post
Yeah,
six is the one by Terry.
Yeah, I think the one by Terry's.
006, that's this one.
We got the one they're talking about.
The other one was Wangum Brook.
That's the one you replaced the head wall?
Yes,
What's the one up by Terry's? Is that a culvert also, or?
that's 2005.
Okay, so,
So that's the one right next to Terry's farm,
yeah.
horse farm.
Okay, so let me change it.
What number was that?
006.
Okay.
Okay, so that one actually is less than 20 feet. The wooden bridge is longer than 20 feet because it's. Doesn't,
And the wooden
it's,
bridge is-
Okay, so that's the last one that's on the list is the wooden bridge.
yeah,
It's
05195, right?
05659.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah, sorry.
So the other one up on Canaan Mountain Road over Wandam Brook is, which one is that?
The-
right next to Terry's barn.
This is the one by Terry's Park. Pictures actually.
I'm just trying.
This was that, well, there's the farm.
Okay,
There's the head wall. This is,
so
that's
there's
half-
two pretty much by Terry's.
Yeah, this is the one that's halfway down the hill.
Okay.
So, the project will be considered bridge preservation. As such, the goal is to extend the useful life of the structures and avoid large expenses of replacement or reconstruction. In addition to repairing deteriorated elements of the bridges, major safety issues will be identified and proposed for upgrade. We are proposing a step approach to the pre-construction phase of this assignment. Phase one would involve field work and general assessment of the condition of the bridges. Phase two will involve preparation of contract documents for the repair work identified in phase one, as well as contract construction administration in more detail. We are proposing the following. Provide assistance to the town in the final selection and award of contract to the selected bidder. Oh, wait a minute, I skipped all that.
Yeah.
On the other side here.
Back again.
I don't know, I thought we were going to.
Phase one.
Okay, phase one, inspection and verification. I guess this would be a little more in depth than the original document that they gave us here, right? This is just a basic assessment of the bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phase one includes field work and reporting of the condition of the bridges. Work effort to include obtain all available documentation regarding the existing bridge, including any right-of-way plans if available. Review most recent routine inspection report on file for the bridge. Perform abbreviated bridge inspection to determine the present condition of the bridge using the above as a base. Evaluate bridge improvement alternatives in adequate level of detail. Develop preliminary estimates of construction cost. Prepare a letter report documenting our findings and recommendations. Meet with the town staff to review the findings and plan of action for phase two. Phase two is designed upon completion of phase one. With the approval of the town, Cardinal would proceed in the phase two of the project work effort to include perform field survey if needed, prepare plans and details to correct the issues identified in phase one, prepare technical specifications, submit the preliminary construction drawings, specifications to the town staff for review. Assist the town with obtaining permits as needed. Excuse me. Submit construction plans to the utility companies if needed. Attend one utility meeting. After receiving project approval and permits from the applicable local and state agencies, incorporate any applicable comments, requirements into the construction drawings and specifications and finalize them for bidding. Assist the town in preparation of the bid documents, including upfront or boilerplate sections of the bid documents. Provide plans, specifications, and bid documents in electronic PDF format for the town's use in obtaining bids. Phase three is a bid and award. Assist the town during the bidding process by arranging, attending and preparing minutes for pre-bid meeting, responding to requests for information, preparing and issuing addenda, and ending the bid opening. Review the submitted bids, determine the three lowest bidders, check their qualifications, contact references, and then prepare a letter of recommendation to the town for good result. Provide assistance to the town in the final selection and award the contract to the selected bidder. Phase 4 is construction administration services. Upon completion of phase 3, with the approval of the town, Cardinal can proceed with phase 3 of the project. Work effort can include attending all of the following: attending a pre-construction meeting, attending construction job meetings, performing construction observations, performing job drawing review, approving requisitions for payment, processing change orders, issuing addenda, sketch plans, preparing final punch list and project closeout. And then compensation, the town shall pay the consultant the following sums for the services listed below. Phase 1, inspection and verification, $2,000 a bridge. Phase 2, design to be determined, bidding and award to be determined, construction administration services to be determined, indirect costs, printing, mileage, budget, easement mapping if required. Direct costs are $500. Easement mapping, if required, is to be determined. The exact scope is not known at this time and will be determined the completion of phase 2. Unlike phases 3 and 4, fees will be determined at the end of phase 2 if the town desires these services. Information assistance can be provided by the town. Cardinal anticipates the town will provide the following information: copies of plans for the various conceptual plan alternatives previously considered, if applicable, assistance in arranging meetings if necessary, available bridge plans, as-built utility plans for the town-owned utilities if required. Assumptions. The following assumptions are made by C Cardinal Engineering in the preparation of this scope and fee proposal. All survey and mapping, including property lines, street lines, existing easements, rights of way, will be provided by the town. If not available, the necessary Cardinal will provide an additional service. It is assumed that there will be no modifications to the local roads. Any utility modifications or relocations will be designed by the utility companies. The town will advertise for bidding. The town will pay for permit fees, Army Corps of Engineers, Connecticut DEP, town of Canaan inland wetland permits will be determined after phase 1. Work not included: in-depth inspection of the bridges, soil borings, geotechnical analysis, scour analysis, hydrologic and hydraulic analysis, traffic analysis, load ratings. Cardinal Engineering Associates and appreciates the opportunity to submit the scope of services and fees as defined above to provide professional engineering services as outlined. Should you have any questions, contact them. Any comments?
Just as the ex officio member here, I don't know, I was reading through this and you guys are more construction guys than I am. Okay. I'm just looking through this and initially at first glance, see where he's coming from with all these different, and of course he has to list everything, but there appears that, and I would defer to Tim here for a moment, a number of things that they won't have to do. Insofar as they list them all, obviously, and when we get to work not including, it's probably a whole lot of that work that they don't have to do because we have an existing bridge. We the bridge design already. So my thought would be that we're dealing with more repair rather than any redesign or anything, or am I misreading this in any way, shape, or form?
What I'm looking at here is the work not included,
Yeah.
Right.
Let's say that.
in-depth inspection of bridges. I mean, when is this applicable? I mean, that's what the, inspection and verification was.
Right.
Soil borings, all that stuff I would think, that would be, probably a new bridge. Scour analysis.
Scour analysis, I got a question on that. Maybe we need to, let's identify exactly what we need clarification on, and we'll get back with them.
The other thing that I was gonna ask is, are we going to look at having all of these bridges done? In this particular report, or are we going to look at perhaps the first four
We should-
or five bridges that need the most immediate work, and then say, listen, give us, these particular bridges, and then we'll look at another report. Again, I'll defer to the committee here.
In my request for this quote, I gave them a list of bridges that are in this book. And it did not include Lower Barrack Road, the bridge down here,
Right.
obviously the ones, the
Yeah.
ones that we know are Lower Barrack Road. I don't know how much, yeah, so
So this list is what you gave
I
them?
think this list was pretty much, so what is it? One, two.
There's 9.
three, Yeah, 9, so that was the 9 that I asked about.
So, I mean, bridges that you've got, they haven't already done some of these
Inspections
inspections on them already?
They did, they made this book.
from
And
their
it-
inspections.
they did inspect them,
Mhm.
That was from what year?
2020.
2020, but
Was it that recent?
I don't think it's as in-depth
As they need to
as
go.
they really need to go to,
Okay.
Well, I think the inspection they wanna do now is to determine the repair.
yeah,
So-
In other
right,
words,
they identify.
they already
This is the
identified the,
addition.
on one bridge, for example, they have a scour, they call it a scour problem under the bridge.
Right.
So, my question to him before was, basically, what size stone do you wanna use to repair that with? Instead of just throwing any stone in there.
Yeah.
And, I think that report will cover that kind of engineering, how to put the stone in and where to put it, for example, what size it should be, and he'll be more depth with the repair of it. If I understood him right.
And he, I guess what he gave us two, books here, works that he's done, in Greenwich for
Right.
the town of Greenwich, and I can leave these here. It is quite a bit more, involved. The description of work is quite a bit more involved in these books than what's in here, yeah.
So probably what we should do is determine what ones we want to address first, right?
We need to put.
Prioritize.
Right, prioritize it. I kind of wonder, I guess I'm wondering. Phase 1, should we ask for them to go ahead and with phase 1 on all the bridges that we have listed? And then maybe we can determine
Because
what,
that would evaluate the
Which
bridge
one?
improvement alternative.
Yeah.
and then we can, I think we could probably, look and see if there's anything that Tim feels comfortable addressing. That obviously we wouldn't have to, hire anybody or put out the bid. It may alleviate quite a bit of what's identified in that.
That's why I come back to, I look at, and again, this has to be all inclusive, obviously. Just looking at what he did for Greenwich, it has to be all inclusive. Then looking back at what we know some of the bridges need, which is, you know, I'm not going to say minor work, but less work than what you would need anyone to design. I mean, again, can help me out here. Walking, you really don't to design.
Right.
And again, bridge construction is not my thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Some of them are just written up for, the guardrails. Entering the bridge railing, needs repair on a few of them,
yeah, that type of thing. But we can handle that. I don't. think we
yeah,
need a-
so some of them needed some pretty minor cement work,
Mhm.
whereas. I might ask them, what type of cement you might use, actually,
Mhm.
I mean, do I just go up to Lindell's and buy a
Say Crete.
can of cement there and
So
pour
that-
in it, or
that
do I
would
need
be-
to mix a specific,
So that would be like number
Blend
7,
here.
where he
Yeah.
meets with you to review the findings and plan of action.
I think if we look at it like, as if we were gonna put it out to bid. And probably hold you to the same spec, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we need to, yeah, we do need from him, a detailed. Fix, and,
Well, again, and I think we spoke about this before at the last meeting, is that if we get the specific fix from him, I think perhaps we even mentioned this in that meeting that we had with him, at least we have some guidance and something to fall back on.
yeah.
Insofar as, expertise from Cardinal saying, again, getting back to what Tim is saying, we need this particular concrete or this particular type of caulk as opposed to
Right.
whatever.
In the phase 1, number 4, it says evaluate bridge improvement alternatives,
Yeah,
Yes,
adequate level of detail. So
right.
that's pretty important, I think.
but my concern is if we have them do all of these, so we can determine how much because it's 2,000 per bridge. So,
You're basically talking about to do the phase 1 and the direct costs. You're basically talking about, and I figured it out quickly, we're talking about 22.5. Okay, because you're talking $2,000 per bridge, that's $18,000 and 500 per bridge, and all those others to be determined. Yeah, I mean, I'm just roughing it out.
yeah,
You're looking at 22.5 to do all of this. And of course, he could give you the direct quote or the exact quote, and everything else would be to be determined.
yeah,
But are they willing to do, this would, something we would have to verify with them, are they willing to do just a phase 1? And
So I
tell
think-
us where we are with all the bridges.
Yeah, the more I look at this, I think. Phase 1 and phase 2 go hand in hand. We really need. To perform any of the work, we really kind of need phase 2. Phase 3 and bid and award, that's. If that may come later, if we decide that. Some of this stuff.
Something we gotta farm out,
Yeah, right, exactly.
which I'm sure there is.
There's gonna be,
but
right.
I think the reason he determined design, it all depends on the inspection and how elaborate the repair is gonna be.
Yeah,
Correct.
Um,
all right, so
so
let's,
each bridge is gonna be different.
between now and our next meeting, let's, take a look at this and we'll put together some questions, and you can email them to me or text them to me however you want to. And, we'll see if we can get some answers, from him.
Just by way of correspondence, just to make sure, tomorrow, would you feel comfortable for me because I haven't responded to him, only that we've received it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
And respond to him that we're looking at it and we have some questions and that we will be getting questions from us regarding it.
Yeah.
So I can do that.
Yeah. Any other comments on that?
Do you have a clean copy that I read with the minutes? Just I don't follow over this one.
No.
Yeah, we'll see that. All right,
Transfer station. I reached out to Frank Gagliardo, of DEP. He sent me a pre-application questionnaire that I forwarded to Peter and Tim. Did you have a chance to look at that? No, there was
What was it again?
it was it's a pre-application questionnaire for capping the bulky waste. And I explained to him that I was really hesitant to call him, but we need to get moving on this, and that I'm not trying to draw attention to our plight here, but we're trying to be proactive and plan what we have to do. And he understood, so that's all the information I gave him. So,
Yeah, I don't think I looked at it yet.
okay, maybe we'll get together with you and Peter.
I wonder if that's, if the, got caught by that.
Spam.
Oh, the spam
Yeah.
thing.
I have to keep looking at that and okay, I'll check again.
It could, because there was an attachment to it.
yeah, they seem to be putting anything with attachment,
Yeah.
spam.
I can, maybe what I'll do is when I get home, I'll print up some copies and, I'll bring one over to you and I'll make sure Peter's got it there. And
I believe I saw Peter last Saturday and I had an opportunity to talk to him and he was filling out. I believe that was the one that was filling out.
okay.
So he was able to answer some.
Some of that he was, and some of that he said he would have to defer to. You know,
I'll forward you the whole email that
I'll
this guy
see him
sent.
on tomorrow, Friday,
Mhm.
He was, he mentioned if we have any plot, we're gonna need a plot plan. Identifying, I don't know, we're gonna be looking for contour elevations or anything like that, because we really don't have anything updated. Or what's there, the way it is present.
What do they have on file now, though? They should have a plot plan on file.
I'm sure there's a plot plan, but it's not,
I mean,
the contour elevations are gonna be obviously.
well, because we
different.
kept adding.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it'll be different now, but I mean, as far as a plot plan,
We have,
yeah, Fred had something drawn up
yeah, oh yeah,
years ago.
there's maps that show where the building is,
Yeah,
the current,
so all we have to do
Everything
is
that's
basically
permitted.
the topo or where the mound is and
yeah,
Um,
we do have that. But it's from '06, I think. He found one of the newest map. I think when Cat was selected, she had the engineer come in and do a new one. So you knew where the pile was at that time, yeah.
well, that'd be, I wonder who did she have?
Engineer, um, it's on the drawing, I can't remember, he has it at the transfer station, it was in Fred's files.
Well, we submit that, they may ask us for more information. We'll just play dumb for them.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's the cheapest way around it, so.
yeah, well, they obviously, it says 2006, the elevation has
It's gonna
changed.
change, yeah,
But
right,
that's,
yeah,
I think that's the only thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's still in the same box.
Uh. Okay, so we'll move forward with that, I'll get that to you,
I did find some maps downstairs, and come over under that shelf, we can look at them.
okay.
I haven't actually seen if they're topo maps or whatever, I didn't open them up yet. We can look, after the meeting if you wanna look or something.
There was, the other item I had on there was a Wi-Fi, a spare conduit for the Wi-Fi. It comes up by the pole and I didn't find it over by the shed, so, unless we dig around, I didn't dig poke around with a shovel at all, but,
And as soon as we find that, I'll contact Frontier to hook us up.
And also that they asked about that for the rec commission too, for up at the pool.
for up at the pool
Yeah.
too, so we should look at that,
We can
maybe,
slide that in,
we're gonna get Comcast up there or
Or Frontier.
Frontier, whomever.
Not sure who at this point in time,
Figured it was overhead.
for conversation purposes, PEN now has, sent forward, as of last night, a contract, if you will, for services for internet. So that's something we'll have to look over. So I'm a little hesitant
Yeah.
to
until we-
commit to
yeah.
what a particular company we're gonna be using, but
Okay, is that, okay, we don't know if that would include the transfer station or not, or we do?
right now it's a little bit up in the air. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a lengthy contract. I didn't have time to look over the entire thing, but I am going to call upon our resident expert from the finance, Court of Finance to take a look at it with us with the contract. I told him in a little bit last evening.
Okay, so, in that, we gotta include the, rec center.
I assume that's very conduit, or is it still overhead?
The
power-
conduit, the conduit,
Power
yeah.
going to the,
It comes over the brook off of 126
oh.
by the bridge down there. It goes to one pole there, kind of in the middle of that lot down there at the bottom, near where the well is.
Also it comes from the other.
Comes from one
And
twenty-six.
then it goes in the conduit up to where the pool area is.
Comes up where the pump is, right? Pump house, does it come up there first and then to the?
Yeah, that's where the meter is. There's a transformer there.
Okay.
It has to go to a transformer first.
So, Northeast Utility, or, Eversource owns that all the way up to the pool house. Or up to
Mm,
the pump house. If that's where the meter and the transformer is, then they own that all the way up to that.
I think we put the conduit in for that.
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
Pulled it, yeah,
Right.
yep.
Right,
And then
as far
it
as
goes from that
transformer.
transformer over to the pool house.
Yeah.
And then from the pool house back to the pump house.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Okay, so,
And there's water lines too. Basically the same area.
yeah. And do you know if there are spare conduits there?
Yeah, yeah.
So we should go up and identify those and, all the way out to the pole too, and, there's a conduit out to the pole. Yeah. We'll have to find those and, anything else on that? I'll get you, I'll get you a copy of that, application questionnaire too from Deep. Okay. 106 or 107 Main.
Yeah.
Judy got a,
Roof.
yeah, Judy got a
Roof.
quote from, Valley Restoration.
Yeah. So, the flashing replacement, his proposal includes a flashing replacement, which is gain access to roof using rented lift. So they have to one of those.
But he determined where he thinks the leaks are coming from, right?
Yes, yeah, so there was sections that, they used. I wanna say stainless steel, maybe I'm not correct, there, maybe it was more of aluminum.
I think they actually used aluminum flashing.
Yeah.
As opposed.
So, and he's saying that it needs to be copper. Yeah, aluminum doesn't seal properly or something like that. And there's even sections that were even covered. So he says, remove shingles at each dormer to access step flashing. Replace step flashing using 16-ounce copper. Add sheathing replacement will be determined as. Yeah,
Time material.
yeah, as we uncover. $125 per hour. Install red cedar siding
Shakes.
where needed, because they'll have to take some off to do this. Then the dormer covers, remove existing aluminum dormer covers. Fabricate new flat seam copper dormer covers with solder seam. Any sheathing.
Solder.
Solder.
Solder seam.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any sheathing replacement will be determined as TM as we uncover 125 per hour. So the flashing replacement, 12,500, copper dormer covers, 11,250, lift rental, 3,500. Terms of payment, half at the start of the project, half upon completion. They are fully insured, all OSHA requirements. EPA certification for lead renovation, references. There we are.
Are we gonna need 3 bids?
That's what, Dave was gonna check into the bidding process on that. We probably will.
I'm sorry, I was just seeing how much you were paying on.
So what was the total then? So it's 20,
27,250.
We would have to go out and obtain a couple other bids. And again, it's going to have to be apples to apples. Just looking at.
So we do have a start anyway, what's going on up there.
The other thing we want to look at is, and I don't have it right at hand. Is how much is in the fund right now for the 107. In our non-recurring capital accounts. I am correctly, I would probably right now have enough to cover it. I'm just looking at this particular,
This quote.
this quote.
how do we go forward with, getting other quotes?
What you have to do is look for, 2 other companies that would do this type of work. I mean, it could be a local contractor. Doesn't have to be someone from out of the area, but 2 other who do this type of work. Again, you're looking at a couple different things here, and I don't need to tell you all that because you're in the trades, but you've got to look for, similar,
Asking for a proposal.
similar type.
Yeah, yeah.
And you
how
know,
involved
I mean,
they are. Yeah,
If it was gonna be a bid, then they would all have to submit them at the same time, right?
Mhm.
So I guess, my question is, how do we make sure that each of the 3 are
Addressing the.
addressing the same problems, you know?
Well, you would have to write out a bid proposal and ask them to bid on
Right.
it. This was just asking for a proposal on it.
Mhm.
I mean, and you can ask company ABC to come in and take a look at it and ask for a proposal.
Right.
Instead of like putting it out to bid and seeing who actually comes in and bids on it.
You're just gonna look.
I think this is gonna be kind of an invitation only thing, actually, because
well,
it's kind of,
yeah, there is an issue. I mean, it's failed, so if they're in business, they should know what has to be done, and they should be close.
So all you're doing is asking for an RFP.
yeah,
To other companies, yeah.
Another thing he didn't have in here, was to, adjust the gutters. They are not in the proper position, so they're tipped back. And any overflow of water is going into there, into the building.
instead
And,
out the other end.
yeah,
Well, that may be, I mean, we could, include that. Or maybe just find a gutter, you know.
well, he
gutter
said
guy
he
that-
would do that when he was up there,
Okay,
but I
okay.
didn't see where he had any of that in here. but that's what he had told
Would be
me.
time and
But I
material part.
Probably.
He didn't really think that it was gonna be a big deal. It was just
Yeah,
adjusting.
readjusting it. sure.
Yeah, their way that they're placed up there.
Yeah.
And it's just not an easy roof to work on as compared to a, ranch.
Raised ranch, yeah.
Ranch style home.
Okay, so what, how do we wanna move forward? We're gonna have to find a couple more people to give us an RFP.
Yeah, we can go out and seek those people out, or we could put something in the newspaper, say RFP for.
Well, when we put something in the paper, it's gonna cost us.
Right.
Is there anything that COG could do? I mean, as far as do they have any recommendations for?
I could, imagine, we didn't discuss this before, because I spent, almost 4 hours with Todd. On
Yep.
Zoom today. On Zoom today, was a little bit longer than we had thought. I can reach out to the COG, and I probably won't get anyone till Monday, to be quite honest with you. But I'll reach out to the COG and ask if they have someone, who does this type of work.
I don't know if that.
I also wanted to just point out, and I do apologize, I have to leave the meeting early today. Family matters, but if we're staying with, or want to stay with, what is going to be our new policy established with using local contractors where we can. I would think that perhaps seeking out those local contractors for an RFP would be appropriate. Just to stay within the spirit of what we're trying to accomplish here with using people in town. Obviously, we know that when we looked at that particular policy, there are going to be things that local contractors cannot do. We're going to have to go out beyond our local talent, if you will. But again, if we do have some local contractors in town who are willing to look at it and willing to give us a bid on it, again, I think that's something that we should reach out and do. Again, to me, reading this at first blush and knowing very little about this company, only that they've done a lot of historic work. I think they specialize, and I hope I'm not misreading this, but I believe they specialize in this type of work. That, not to say that, the average roofer could do the same thing, but it seems to me that
Yeah,
these guys are a little bit more, they're specialists.
Yeah,
they are excellent. Gotta say.
And I think we've seen a lot of their work just around our area.
Yeah.
yes, I think you said they were working on,
They're in
Church and-
Norfolk right now doing that steeple.
maybe, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they,
When they did the
They've
work on the
meeting house,
meeting hall.
we had a lot and on the detail.
and I was looking through some old things with our local parish here in Canaan. They also did slate work on St. Joseph's Church
Did
in
that,
Canaan a number of years ago.
yeah.
And
They have done the Salisbury Church too,
Yes.
their steeple.
so
Well,
But
let's,
they do plaster work
but
too, so good luck.
Should
Bring
say,
Dad with you. Just bring Dad with you. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
oh jeez, let's look around, see if we can find a couple more to look at it anyways. And, if you think of anybody, let me know and I'll reach out to them.
Yeah.
Or
What, actually roofers or?
anybody that we think,
it's a difficult roof to work on.
It is.
Well, I think that with proper lifts, that would simplify it quite a bit. It's gonna make it a little more time consuming, but a long way up there.
Yeah. When we had our roofs on the two buildings, we went out and got bids and that, and Jake Peterson did the depot, which was pretty standard type of roof. These guys did the one over at the meeting house. 'Cause there was a lot of maneuvering around the steeple and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus the real pointy part way, way up.
All right, well, let's get a couple of, we'll get a couple of names here and, get an RFP from, maybe Jake Peterson would be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hope
Yeah,
so.
give him a shout.
Look at it.
yeah. Is there anybody else from town that, potentially could do that?
Not a lot of them like that height. Um. We had that. Paul, is it?
Oh, DJ Hall?
DJ Hall,
Yeah, he
yeah.
came out for the people. Scared the heck out of us. We pretty much thought the whole building was condemned, but he overestimated how bad it was. But
well, that would be another name, so, I mean,
Yeah.
another. He is reputable, he's been around a long time, so.
Yeah. Okay, anything else on that? Uh. The rec center and town farm, we took a hike around there both this past Saturday and, twice we kind of walked around up there.
You guys had
Yeah.
egg hunt up there too,
Yeah,
didn't you?
egg hunt. I didn't find any eggs, you know. But,
we met up there with Emily and Ted prior to that too. That's where we were.
yeah,
Did you fix that door? It looked like you pretty much fixed
I
it.
just put a couple of screws in it.
So it's all set.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they addressed their concerns about the cupola. And did you talk to?
I talked to Lou, and I need to get up there to get a measurement for him. And I gotta talk to,
He wants to build those, right?
he wants to build them, and I spoke with, Jake, up there at the Easter egg hunt, and he, agreed that maybe he could, would install them. I
Okay,
don't think it's gonna be, it'll probably just be, plug and play and, Lou seemed to think if we,
We had talked before if we had to. Use a, if he builds a complete box to put up there. That maybe we would get somebody like Harrington's machine that set it up there for us. I'm sure we might be able to hire that out, but. Unless he makes it small enough so we can bring it up in pieces, I don't know. Assemble it up there.
I see a matter of throwing,
we have a,
prefab it so that you just bring it up there and there's two of them
I
screwed in
keep
there.
calling it one, but there's two.
Yeah,
Russ Wingard's got a
You got a lull, yeah. I saw that.
yeah, John Jackier's got, that.
He's got a
truck that-
crane.
yeah,
So,
Sean Moore's got a crane
Yeah.
truck too.
well, then when we get
Does
to
it
that,
run?
Yeah,
when we get to
they got
that.
it running over a days.
Source
Valid.
charity work and see if we can get somebody who can offer. Come on. Throw them up there quick for us. So I gotta get that, I need to get up on the roof there and get a, measurement for Lou. And, get that to him. Let's see, what was the other thing that we were talking about up there was the,
Pavilion there. Like a pavilion.
yeah, potentially a pavilion. There was, oh, I know, the pool. There was gonna be some flash. Some.
Oh, the plastering?
Yeah, some,
Yes, I actually talked to him today. He called me back. He says he sent me a quote back in June. And I he never got it and I didn't pursue it. So I contacted him again at, a month or so, about a month ago, I guess. And, asked him for a quote. I thought, thinking I would get it before Emily's, meeting the quote before the meeting for a finance meeting, but, he called me today and he said he would, email it to me.
Okay.
So, I guess I don't understand what happened to the one in June. If I didn't recognize it or whatever, but I guess
Well, if you
I
get-
missed that.
Yeah, if you can get it to, Emily, maybe share it with us and we can, we'll see where that
Who
goes.
is that?
That was from Drakely.
Drake.
He's the one that built the pool,
Drake.
what, 15 years ago, 16 years ago.
Drake.
Oh,
Is it
Yeah.
Drake Pool?
Bill Drakely.
Now, what about, I've heard people complain about the playground being super hot in the summertime, the kids can't. use
Yeah, well,
their-
that's what they were talking about, like maybe a pavilion and more trees and.
I was gonna say, maybe some plantings and,
Well, they did put some in,
Tried
but
that.
a lot of them died
lots of, it's nothing but sand out there,
Yeah,
and it was so dry.
yeah. I stripped that, that was nothing but sand.
Yeah. And the other thing was staining the pool house and the and pump house.
um,
Preserve the siding.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, setting up a sprinkler or something up there.
when you were up there watering it all.
I water it like every morning.
No, but I mean,
Them
over
trees, I
the,
mean, I watered them trees.
Oh, for the kids like to,
over the gym,
we can talk to Emily, I see she's on.
sprinkler go on every, half hour or once an hour or something, just to dampen things down. It's an idea.
Yeah,
With a good well there. Certainly a good thought. My hope was that we would be able to put a little shade out there by it. I think you'd have to dig a big hole and fill it back up with some dirt, some topsoil, make a tree grow in there. It's unless you could find a tree that grows in sand. We tried maple trees. There's a couple that are doing okay, but
those over by the little tables are, they seem to be surviving.
yeah, they weren't great either, but they're better. They're staying alive. Yeah.
Well, that's something that, I guess we can look at if, when the rec commission decides what they would like to see there,
Mhm.
maybe we can help them with, you know, designing or whatever,
Yeah.
a pavilion or, that part of it.
Looking out for that funding and stuff like that.
Uh, Dusty, I think Dusty went over, did anybody else go over to the old pool? Look around, did you go with him over there? So,
I've been over there before, but I didn't go with you, no.
The last time that he went over and he was talking about it.
I still have there's a gate there with a lock on it. I got the key to that. So you can get in there. Try and go over once a year and mow around it, keep the brush down.
I don't know, cages, I don't know. Is it partly full of water?
Well, yeah, it's an old pond. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, I don't have any idea, nobody tried
we
filling it in.
broke
or-
down the, I want to say a dam, but it's not really a dam. There's a catch basin at the end. So that when it was a pool, if it overflowed, it went into
Mhm.
that catch basin and went out, toward the road and then under the road. But we broke that down to lower it quite a bit back quite a while ago, we were over there or something. So the level of it is much lower. In other words, if you remember when your kids were little, swimming over there was a whole section where it was like up to their knees, and when they were little tiny kids, they would just play in that section. Most of that is exposed on top of that lining, fiberglass lining. And, I think what Dusty's pretty concerned about is picking that, trying to pull most of that up, if we can get it out. Just to dispose of it instead of leaving it there.
Well, I'm wondering if it would percolate into the soil and. Or at least,
But at the bottom of that is rock.
Well, I know there was,
The spring comes up in there.
I know there was asphalt in there when I was
Yeah.
little.
Yeah,
That's still there too.
yeah, oh yeah, that's under the old fiberglass lining. And there's some plumbing in there too, because they had the inlets and
Mhm.
outlets and
Wow.
We probably should clean it up, I mean, what we can.
I would
Well,
leave.
it's still a
what is
lifeguard
full.
chair
What is, I would just leave that part, but maybe the edging gets exposed.
Yeah.
That away.
I mean, just for the environmental part of it, but, well, we should, we should put that on the list to, visit again then.
You should have, Denny come join you, 'cause he's the one most often.
Oh, yeah, okay, good, yeah, we'll do that.
you know, he worked a lot, he was a caretaker of that thing for years.
Then the other site visit that, hasn't happened yet, but I know I was talking to Lee, I talked to him this morning, he would like to, during his convalescing here, he had his hip replaced.
Oh,
sure?
Yeah. So he's kind of, homebound for a little while, but he would like to get down. Um, we're commenting about, taking a look at the, what you need at the town guard.
Yeah.
He would like to get involved in that too, because, so maybe we can figure out a morning and,
Sure.
get him to come on down and,
We're going in all kinds of directions. We got so
Mhm.
much to do.
Yeah.
well, we
Well,
have
at
to
least then-
identify everything.
Well, I know we do. But there's a lot there.
Yeah, well, some of that, like in the case of the town garage, I mean, we identified 25 years ago that we want a salt shed.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
that it hasn't come to fruition for obvious reasons of cost and, I mean, we gotta come to, it's like when we built the firehouse, that one went, we hashed that thing out for 20 years and 3 or 4 different plans and when it doesn't happen easy and it's a
No,
big
yeah, yeah,
expenditure,
yeah,
so it's
sure.
the same as when they added on to the law school. You know, plan after plan. You finally find one that everybody agrees to and then you can do it, but
Well, now we're a little bit more organized, maybe we can get some of these things done.
Yeah, or at least identify it, I mean, there's a lot of people in town that really don't, that aren't aware of,
Yeah.
and don't even know that you need a salt shed that's required. Or that you can't even use a pressure washer up there, I mean, that's, in my mind, that's just ridiculous,
Mhm.
you know? Some of those type of things, that could be addressed if we, that should be addressed. So. All right, I'll put, that together. When Lee is feeling better, I'll include everybody in a committee and maybe someday some more of them will go above you. Anything else on those site visits?
Yeah.
An update on the solar initiative, we, kind of come to an understanding, the committee now has come to an understanding that really none of us are solar experts and, we want to, we're gonna invite some people in to give us some presentations about, in other words, give us some other ideas, yeah, some other options. One thing that, was clear with the solar committee was that any placement of a large volume or, a solar array is not, appealing or is, on the, at the town farm,
Mhm.
except for the only place is down where the wood chips are. If it comes to it and we're, looking at smaller setups, then maybe on the roof or, to help run the pool pump or something. But I don't think the general consensus in the committee was, almost unanimously that, we don't want to, take, eat up a lot of property there with that, so. We do have,
Even the hillside there,
even Hillside, I mean, that's.
heading down toward the bridge, the little bridge.
Yeah, even Hillside heading down there if they, if they, I mean, that's a nice place to toboggan or whatever they wanna do there.
Mhm.
It's not up to, you put solar panels there and that's it.
We've got the top of town garage.
I think there's a lot of places, potentially there are,
Cool, and that's,
the school,
They looked into that one years ago and said the roof wasn't strong enough.
They changed some things. for
well,
us.
certainly over top of the gymnasium's gotta be.
I don't know. And there's a
It's all-
request.
That's all
I don't
steel
know,
up there.
I mean, it's changing every day too. There was everybody said that there's no way you can't put them on a capped, landfill. But you can, there are, it's a different technology and, you don't dig into it, it's a weighted base that holds the panel up.
It may be more costly to do. I don't know.
Maybe, but it's a good,
Maybe the one company
It's a
would,
way
one
to
company
use it.
wouldn't. I don't know.
it's a way, yeah, right, it's a way, in my opinion, it's a preferred
Yeah.
use over, to put it there than up on something else. I guess the other thing too that we're not really certain on as the committee is, there's a big array of 500 panels or whatever. Does that really benefit the town or is somebody else gonna benefit,
Mhm.
more than, um,
Well, they don't pay you for it. They'll
Most-
give you
Yeah, credit.
credits.
credits, right?
Once I've spoken to, most of them are big acre, 2 acres, 3 acres. A lot of them don't want to do anything smaller than 3 acres.
Yeah,
They've got investors.
Yeah.
I think the other,
I think we should stick with something like what would run the school, what would run,
Building.
keep it smaller.
yeah. So Daley's found out some other information about, there's, different types of meters, I mean, it's all new innovation.
Every
Battery.
year, something else comes
Yeah,
up.
battery walls and all this other stuff that, so. We're in the process of looking at that. The other thing that, let's see, I was just gonna mention was, the take. We're kind of limited over there because there's no three-phase power. So, up 126 or over by the other, along Route 63 there. So really, I think we're limited as the size of the installation because of that. I may be wrong, but I think that's one of the things that Peter Jennings, has identified with some of the people that he was talking to. So
Hmm.
we'll keep, more is gonna happen with that. We'll keep you updated.
And Daley did an analysis of that proposal that we originally got and found that it
Wasn't,
wasn't.
wasn't,
pan out.
right, right.
Yeah, for that.
There were a lot of unidentified costs in there that,
Yeah,
the cost of money is, and the big one. I mean, um, what is, interest rates and all that type of thing.
mhm,
Lost interest too, I mean, if we had that money and we didn't invest it in that, if we put it in the bank, there'd be, a loss in that too, so.
sure.
So that's it for solar. Any other business to come before us today?
Okay, thank you.
Public comments, anybody? Emily? No, okay. Motion
Yeah,
to adjourn,
it's on there.
I think it's just Emily now. Motion to adjourn,
Move.
second,
Second.
okay, all in favor? Aye.
So that's. That's.
Mhm.